Who's your gardener here? Hello, YouTube. Well, it's April 2021, and I just come off of a long string of doubles, and I'm got some stuff to do in the garden. I thought I'd bring you along and let you see how I prep and get ready for the next season. Something to show you from our winter experiment. I just came out and dug these up today. I've got a couple here I'm probably going to have to use pretty quick. This one here, I don't know if you guys can see that, the sun's shining pretty bright. It looks like it did get a little freeze on it and it split, but it's still firm and flexible, so might use that this evening for supper or something. But the rest of these, man, they look just fine. That one's a great big long one. I'll see if I can show you here. Goes up to my bend in my arm there. So still getting some carrots. I left some in. Let's go down here and I'll just give you a peek at it. Haven't cut the grass yet. Well, my son did just before Easter, but it looks like it could use another haircut. You know how it is in spring. Nothing gets done without coffee. So you can see I've just got a few plants right here, a few carrots, and I just left them in here. I went through and I pulled anything that didn't have tops left on them. So, you know, something that still had some new growth on it like this. This old dead stuff, it'll come off and these new leaves will be fine. Some of them that I did pull, there was not many, there was maybe, well, that one, I think there was two that were just a little mushy, and they wouldn't last. But like I said, give you a little bit of perspective here. That is my bars there for my trellis, and I planted 16-foot bed, 4-foot wide. I planted all the way to this bar. Sorry, I dug carrots all the way up to this bar in the dead of winter, and they were still good. Came in a little bit later and I harvested some more about to here, and then what you see here is what I've done today. I just went through and, like I said, pulled anything that didn't have tops on them. The reason I'm leaving these in is I'm going to try to get some seed off of them this year. I still have my seed heads from the carrots that I grew last year down in the basement for this season. So let me show you guys something. This is something a lot of people don't know, or may not expect, but you can see how much my soil level has dropped over the winter. And you might have a raised bed, but if it's open in the bottom, now I've got this rubber lining in here, it goes all the way down to the bottom, but my bottom is open. You're going to lose material over time. It's just part of it. I'm always putting mulch back in it like this to try to create more soil. This is what was left over from the fall, so I'll work that in. But I think big old rocks in here is where I used to hold down some tarps this last fall, so I didn't get a freeze on some stuff. But over here I'm down, probably a good 8-10 inches there. So me and my son probably tomorrow go get us a load of sheep manure. I've got a friend that has a huge flock of sheep, and their manure is really good, and he's got it in different stages of decomposing. So I like to get some of the old stuff. It's already soil basically, and fill my boxes back in. But that's something that takes place. All right, I don't want this video to drag on too long. I'm going to pull up the peppers. You can see, man, I just left everything. The reason I do is it allows the birds to come in, pluck a little off, make some nests, you know, and besides that, when you leave it standing, it dries out a whole lot quicker, and it makes it easier for you to remove. Now you can see I've already started on the tomato trellis. This year these will be beans, and so, you know, you just come in and just start pulling it down, because it's like, now if you lived in the city and you couldn't do what I'm doing. See, I'm just going to leave this here and it'll decompose down. But if you had to get rid of it, or, you know, you didn't have a place to put it, your garden wasn't big enough to, you know, do what I'm doing here. This stuff is so dry. If you had a burning barrel, you could burn it, or you could simply bag it up, take it to a recycling facility, or, you know, put it in the trash. But it's really easy to go down through here. I've probably been at this maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes, and I've just got this little section in the middle now. Something else I wanted to go over was these. This year I tested these out on my tomatoes, and man, I forgot these were out here, and they made it through the winter. They're not brittle. That was a good go. Now, they're not, you know, high quality, if you will, or whatever, but the for what I paid for them, they weren't much. I just got them on Amazon. You can go look them up if you want, but man, they did the job, and I think I could get, you know, 2 or 3 seasons out of them. So, but as I've been tearing these out, I've been gathering them and just hanging them somewhere where I can see them, so I'll pick them up. You can see all of my mulch I put on this season has started decomposing down. The worms have been doing their job. My rhubarb plants came back. I'm tickled to death about that. That's the first year I'd grown rhubarb. You remember, I had great big huge leaves and stalks, but I did not harvest anything off of them. Everything I read said don't harvest anything for the first year, so I didn't, and they came back good and strong. Got some really big stalks. The shoot that comes up is kind of cool looking. Pull some of this back so you guys can see, maybe. I don't know if you can see them or not. They almost look like Easter eggs down there. And then they'll come up and they'll turn in, you know, into leaves and a stalk. But tickled to death about that. This bed here is by my farmer's field. I think I'm relocating this. It simply will not produce. Everything I put in there, I think it gets too much. It's too close to the farmer's field, and it's getting some sort of maybe too many chemicals on it, chemical burn, something. I've done everything to it, amended the soil, all kinds of stuff, but I think I'm gonna pull it off, and I've got a place in front of my little mini barn lean-to. I think I'm gonna try a go over there. This is the U-shaped box. I'm going to flatten out the hill here this season, and I'm going to come in and pull all this off today too. As you can see, for birds, that's perfect nesting stuff right there. But I pull it off, put it back in the garden. If they come get it, they come get it. But all right, just a little early spring garden video. You can see kind of the state everything's in, and I'll get it all cleaned up and get it ready for planting. Get some manure in here, amend the soil, and have at it. So, all right, who's your gardener here? Lord bless. Have a good day.